Welcome to Chapter 2, Grouping and Aggregating with Multiple Columns. So in the previous chapter, we grouped a single column and we aggregated a single column. Here we're going to group with more than one column and aggregate multiple columns as well. We're going to do so with the San Francisco Employee Compensation Dataset. So as a review, here is the generic syntax for grouping and aggregating a single column. And this only has to be tweaked just a little bit, but let's go ahead and do the same thing and just group a single column. So the unique values of organization group will form a column. We'll just say mean salary again, and we will use salaries. That's the name of this column. And the aggregating function is mean. And there we go. So that's what we did all of last chapter. Now, what if we want to group by multiple columns? So let's just say we want for each unique year-end organization group, we will have a group. So 2013, public protection will be one group. 2014, public protection will be another group. So we have to have that unique combination. So you might try to guess here, like, what are we going to put in here to group by multiple columns? Well, it's not going to just be comma separated like this. You would need a list, and that's what we can do. So everything else will stay the same. So the unique values of year and organization group, however many of those unique combination exist, will produce a group. So here we go. So it's pretty cool. So you can see here, so 2013 community health has this average salary. And it doesn't say 2013 over here, but this is still, all of these rows over here are 2013. Then those same organization groups for 2014 and so forth. So we are returned a single column of data, but now we have two columns in the index. This is called a multi-level index. So this is different. So before we had a single level index. So a multi-level index is the first time that you're seeing it in this course. Pandas allows you to put multiple columns in an index. They're called levels, not columns. That's just the technical name. So these are not columns of data. These are levels in an index. Levels can have names. So this is the year level and the organization group level. Very similar to column names, like this. So It's nice. It makes it easy to read the data. For the multi-level index, it doesn't repeat. So even though you see nothing here where my mouse cursor is, there actually is the year 2013. This corresponds to the year 2013. So just the way it's displayed in a notebook is that if it's a repeating value in the index, it is not displayed. So it kind of makes it look like more like a table you might see. I find the multi-level index confusing for beginners. It has its own special rules for selection and just working with it in general. So what you can do is just reset the index, or just say as index equals false, and this will place both of those levels as columns, and we should be aligning the dots right here. So I typically suggest making your data frame like this and not with a multi-level index, just because it's easier to process further. You can say it's easier to read like this when you have all of your distinct groups in the index than like this repeating over here. Notice they're in bold over here in the index while they're in regular font over here. But for further processing purposes, I suggest you reset the index or use as index equals false like this to return to a more normal standard data frame.